Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to the next episode, the fifth episode of this West Ham save. Now, I did say we were going to do the Chelsea and Rangers back to back, and I did record that, but there were some issues with making it. There's been a lot of issues with making videos over the last few days between work and sort of scheduling conflict. It's been a bit hard to, but I was able to find time literally at the end of my night, so I'm going to try and record videos for today, try and squeeze this out, and then tomorrow I'll be uploading again, hopefully, because I'm going to try and both record a couple episodes just to get them out. But we did play those games, and I decided to do the Servette game, and we're also going to be facing Arsenal after this. And to be honest, it's probably a better thing to do. So, we've had a lot go on. We beat Chelsea 2-1, and this was such a fun game. This is the one game I would have loved to upload, but there was big issues with background noise and stuff, and just a lot. There was no point to me uploading it. But there was a huge moment as in the 91st minute, Scott McTominay off the bench would be the hero, and we would get a big 2-1 win. And we beat Rangers 1-0. After that, putting us in pole position on 12 points after 4 games. We'll talk about that. We then beat Bournemouth 2-1. And the big news was an injury to Patson Daka that happened in the Chelsea game. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, we lost Patson Daka. So we won 1-0. We won 2-1 against Bournemouth. Everything was going great. And we had everyone fit again for the game against Forest 13 days later. The whole team was fit. We had no injuries. Save for, I believe, one, which was we'll show that. And so we go into this game and we lose 4-3, and it was a convincing victory by Forest. It's exactly what I expected to happen, to be honest. So, in terms of how things are looking, we're currently 7th in the Premier League, only 2 points off of Man United in 4th, 3 points off of Manchester City in 3rd place. So we're still doing very, very well in that. Liverpool yet to lose, only drawing one game, which was to Nottingham Forest. So maybe they're just a better team than they look down in 17th place. As for the Europa League, we are qualified, but this is what I want to talk about with 12 points, 5 bigger on 6. What that means is as long as we get 1 point from this game against bottom of the table Servette, we are through in pole position no matter what. Obviously there's only one game left, but it still means a lot. However, injuries to Mohamed Kudus, he will be back in about a week's time. We are really missing him. He has been our best player, besides maybe Patson Daka, and it doesn't get much better than that. As Scott McTominay, who was the star of the show, he has been one of my favourite players. He is also injured, and he'll be back in about 5 weeks. He's got knee tendonitis. Kudus injured on international duty. I'm not sure how McTominay got that injury, but yeah, very worried about this. I think he's in training. Not a good thing to happen at all to a player who was in amazing form. So it leaves us with this team going into Debo's back. Patson Daka's back as well. Not too sure about playing him. He'll probably come off the bench at some point as he's been so good. I'm going to definitely bring him off the bench. Actually, I'm going to start him over Danny Ings because he's just so fun. I'm also going to have Jav Bowen maybe get a rest for Cornet. I feel confident about this game, so I want to give at least some players a rest, like Ward Prowse and Cresswell off for Emerson, who's unhappy and gets about game time. Yeah. Anything else? I'm going to bring Tedido off for Mavropanos. Great to have Tedido back, but this is a game we should be very comfortable playing. No point trying to risk some of these key players because there's too many injuries right now to be messing about with this squad and think everything's going to be alright. So we've got big change to the starting 11. Our entire midfield, all 3 players, completely different. I'm still confident. I'm still very confident we will win, but there might have to be some changes. I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet. That much I can almost guarantee. So Servette, they're a solid side over in Switzerland. Obviously Jerome and Gwen, the most famous person to most Football Manager players, I'll assume. Probably bought him at some point over the last 2 years from Salzburg. Oh, Crivelli almost made that 1-0. Thankfully, we got the block. But some slight issues here. I like that. I don't remember his first name. Is it Philippe? Okay, it's only Connor Coventry. I really couldn't care less about Connor Coventry. Sure, he's a great lad. I'm sure he is a solid footballer. He's not part of this team at all. And I'm so glad I support Prowse out. I am very glad. Is it Miroslav Stevanovic? He's a great player. That's not Dacho Fofana, by the way. That's Boubacar Fofana, who is the highest rated, I think. Anyway, yeah, no Connor Coventry. Shouldn't affect us too much. But as you just said, there's going to be injuries throughout this team. We've got to make sure we're constantly staying alert and not allowing players to get overplayed. As Emerson, there's no way that's true. His third goal of the season. I think he's got more goals than starts. Wow. Yeah, Cresswell's seemed undroppable, but maybe quietly Emerson's been playing a lot better than I thought. That shot was lucky to get past Ferrari and net, but there was a bit of an engine behind that tractor of a foot. No, it's trying to make a Ferrari joke. Again, it's Souček. Thomas Souček at the back post from the set piece puts us 2-0 up. Again, Emerson rising highest, getting involved. Soufal, who's been great, deserved a goal or two against Chelsea, to be honest. But I love that. Great work by Thomas Souček, I'm a big fan of. Reason why I didn't sell him, there was obviously a lot of things I could have done with that midfield. I thought it was best to stick with what we had, and it's working out. So Ward-Prowse comes forward now. Not being too involved as of late, but put good pressure there on Ferrari. Nearly a third. Looks like this game is going to be over pretty soon. I don't know if this is a pause game, because I think there's still something in it as Cornet hits that over the crossbar. Yeah, no, I think there's still more than enough in this game to keep playing. I might make a couple of substitutions. Ben Johnson's back from injury. I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to bring on Michael Antonio, but for Saeed Benrahma. So he's going to play the shadow strike role. Paqueta moves to the left wing. It's been great to have Antonio and Danny Ings back. Really important just to have some depth up front. I don't want to have to go back to Divine Mubamba yet. He is definitely going to be more involved in this team, but just not right now. Right now we are in the form of our lives. The last thing I want to do is start bringing in young players in such important positions. There's Maxwell Cornet down his right hand side. There's good defending being done. I do feel like we are really taking our foot off the gas. But there's Michael Antonio, the leader, the locker room leader of this squad, as Paqueta fires out wide to Ben Johnson. Back also from injury, inside to Cornet. It's a goal, and that's what matters. It was questionable, to say the least. It definitely could have been 10 times better, but at least it happened. I don't know how that stuck as a Cornet goal. I'm going to be completely honest. Here's Daka. Needs to get back to the goals. He was playing very well that injury against. This is his first appearance since Chelsea, so it's not like he's been on a goal drought. As Antonio fires that one a mile wide. He was maybe hoping for some Cornet treatment where if he just hit it hard enough, someone else would put it in the back of the net. I'm looking at substitutions here. Do you guys see anything? I don't see a thing. Obviously, a Gerd or Daka will be coming off. I'm going to bring Patton Daka off now for Danny Ings. And then I'll bring a Gerd off in like 2 minutes. Just waste some time. Tilo Kechra on at the left side of centre back. Oh, what have I done? We're going to lose. What was his name? No, I don't know. Stevanovic plays in Choma and Querne. The two players I said, yeah, they're who we should watch out for, combined from a corner kick. And it's probably because I've forgotten Stevanovic's first name. I know it's Miroslav, that's it. I kept thinking of Mitrovic, I was very confused. Stevanovic again in, Kachra heads away. He's probably going to be sold very soon. I haven't been impressed by him at all. His entire job since I realised Mavropanos was better, his entire job has been thrown at right back because Ben Johnson's not quite ready. That's all he's done. But we win 3-1. As I said, we weren't keeping a clean sheet. We knew that. We knew the team could have been better, but we are through in the first spot, first place, and that means you'll be given a bye in the knockout playoff round. Doesn't really matter. We're going to come up against some real competition now in the Europa League. But with that all being said and done, we'll be back for the Arsenal game, which hopefully is quite entertaining because the Rangers one wasn't. And we're back, and I'm going to be honest, I've made a very controversial change. Jared Bowen is not on the right hand side, he is playing through the centre, so Bowen has had a pretty rough last 5 games, 6.64 rating. Ben Rama not doing much better. The reason why I've done that was I was looking at the raw ability, which obviously isn't the main thing, but I was like, Paqueta, he isn't very good at finishing, but he's very good at dribbling. He's got some good agility. Bowen, on the other hand, is very good at finishing and has great off the ball and composure. So he could absolutely work through the centre. So that was my little experiment until Kudus gets back. Is Jared Bowen at shadow striker. He's wanted off in Saudi Arabia, and to be honest, I'm not against it because he's good. He is really good, but he isn't well beater. He's not the best player on the pitch every night. It's almost as if you can get 50-60 million pounds from him, you can absolutely sign a right winger or probably a left winger to replace Ben Rama, who is genuinely best player in the team ability, and you couldn't have 10 million left over to get a backup if we needed him. So if we can maybe boost up those average ratings, get his transfer value skyrocketing, who knows? Ward Prowse stood over a free kick. We know how this goes. David Raya forced to make a very good save. That's one thing. We've not seen Ward Prowse score from a free kick yet. He's been getting a lot of assists, mainly from corners. And will that continue here as we immediately see the resulting corner kick in? Jesus away, but we do a good job of recycling it, and it all doesn't matter in the end. I did look at thinking of starting Emerson, but Cresswell was just better. So yeah, I'm constantly looking at little ways to improve the team as and where I can. But for the most part, I feel like I've got a very settled 11. Any sort of changes to that team is only going to harm us right now. We need to sign players who are going to improve the team, not use, our current depth. They are depth for a reason. Souček has continued to start as he's been really fun. Edson Alvarez currently in a bench role. I doubt that'll last forever, but right now, Souček, our highest rated player in this team, is Bowen. Nice job. Plays it forward to Daka. Here we go. Paqueta. Ward Prowse races on forward, and David Raya gets the most minute of touches to push that onto the woodwork. James Ward Prowse unquestionably should have scored. That was one of those moments where if you had an actor on, you are taking that to the bank and you're saying he scored without even letting the play finish. Absolutely fuming that he's missed. There isn't really any change I'd want to. I'm going to bring Cornet on, see if he can just wallop it into someone's face, and that might cause some issues for Arsenal. Maybe if he hits it really hard at Raya, might hit his hand. Ramsdale's forced to come on and we can press his ability at playing it out. And it's Riot again on the ball. He is very, very good at football in this game. Saliba forward to Ben White. Oh, this is lovely football. I know they've not done much right now, but this is absolutely lovely, especially for AI FM. I've loved the match engine. I've really loved FM24. This West Ham save has been the most fun FM save I've had in a long time. Havertz, Tomiyasu, Trossard's offside. Leandro Trossard was 1.5 miles offside, so I'm not too worried about that. But that was beautiful. Maybe if you've not played much FM before, you don't realise just how good of a goal that was. But a very slow build up, playing the ball backwards when they get it forward. It seemed almost like they were thinking about each potential option there. So Bowen, the experiment didn't work. I'm going to bring Danny Ings on to play Shadow Striker because there isn't much worse. And I'm going to bring Emerson on at left back. Let's just see, a little bit of life. I'm happy with a 0-0. It looks like it's going to be the same thing it was in the original recordings, where the first game's a bit fun. There's stuff to talk about, but the second game is just boring. Can it be the same scoreline though, and we can just squeeze a goal out? Or will Arsenal, Eddie Nketiah, somehow fire that over? I'd love to send Eddie Nketiah. And it looks like it is going to be Arsenal racing in for this final goal, not West Ham. It's all Arsenal right now. And David Raya again on the ball. He's inside to Jorginho. Ødegaard has been struggling with fitness, and we have done a good job there. We clamped down on him. He has no fitness. He's holding a bit of an injury right now. We were able to force a mistake out of him. And again, Souček pressing in on Martin Ødegaard. But we can't keep the ball. Havertz forward to Trossard. Inside to Eddie Nketiah. Havertz doing a beautiful underlap and run. And David De Gea with a... No, not a save. We'll get a goal kick and we will be able to breathe as well. Pass off Edson Alvarez for the last couple of minutes as we try and hold on to a 0-0 win at the Emirates Stadium, and we do. I'm happy with that draw, 100%. Definitely wanted a win going into it, but at the end of the day, a very solid point against a good Arsenal side. We continue moving in the right directions. Shut up, Charlie Elliott. No one reads 4-4-2 in the year 2024. What a performance. I'm very happy about that, to be honest. And that's exactly where we try to strengthen. Todibo is doing a great job. David De Gea continues to impress. And maybe they're not getting the highest ratings because they're not scoring. Doesn't matter in terms of making sure that we are solid. And when it matters most, Todibo, De Gea, Sufalcas, Ronagere, all popping up at the right moments. So we finished today 7th place, have a game in hand on top of Arsenal. A win there would put us into 6th. Obviously, depending on results from the likes of Tottenham and Villa, things can change quite a lot. But we end today with a 3rd round draw against Championship Leeds, a quarter-final draw against Bristol City. You know, there's a lot of upward momentum right now at West Ham. We're losing that odd game here and there. 1-0 to Villa, 6-1 to Liverpool. Maybe not that odd. 1-0 to United, 4-3 to Forest. We're not getting draws. We finally do get that second draw after the opening day. And it's stuff like that. It is those draws, the ability to pick up those small points and not just throw away leads. Financially, we're doing great. The transfer budget's gone down by 30 million. Hopefully that comes back up. But yeah, we're doing very well, and I feel like going into January we are going to be on top of the world. So I think I'm going to come back for January and we'll do the Aston Villa and Leeds double header. A little bit more of a fun game, not as much stress hopefully, but it will get us into January where we can talk about the transfers, and then we'll come back for deadline day with Sheffield United and a game against Tottenham. So thank you all. It has been great. West Ham, we are still, in my opinion, the best team in the world. Thank you all. Please like, subscribe if you can. Send down comments on what you think this team can change, etc. Stay safe. Have a good time. Bye bye.